Did you know that up to 8% of males have some form of color blindness? Now, the most common type is red-green color deficiency, which fortunately is what most video games try to account for with their colorblind mode. But if you have one of the other types of color blindness, gaming can be difficult. Recently, I stumbled upon a post on the Rocket League subreddit by a champion-level player claiming to be fully colorblind. Monochromacy is a rare condition that truly lives up to the colorblind name, meaning those that suffer from it experience the world in black, white, and gray. After looking into their post history a bit to make sure it wasn't something they had just made up on the spot, I got into DMs with Sneaky for one final test. Satisfied with the results, I decided it would be interesting to have this colorblind champ join me for a game to explain what it's like to play competitive Rocket League and live your life without colors. Now, for an added challenge, everyone else in this match, including myself, is also going to have to experience the game the same way Sneaky does. Yes, this is Rocket League in black and white. All right, Sneaky, if you want to join the gray team, we can get this thing going.
All right.
So I set the match to be 10 minutes, so both me and the participants can kind of get a taste of what it's like to play Rocket League like you do. And also, so I can ask you some questions about what it's like to be a colorblind Rocket League player.
Sounds good.
A fully colorblind. So this is like the rarest form of colorblindness, right?
Yeah, so there's, I think, 4 different types.
This is not because of my colorblindness, this is because I'm terrible.
I haven't done as much research about it as I probably should have done, considering I live with it.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as I'm aware of, there's 4 different types, and the rarest one is the one that I have, which is like monochromacy or monochromatic, so fully grayscaled.
Right, which I am living right now, and it's a pretty bland existence. Not to be naked. Oh, there we go. I have to ask, own goals. How often does it happen? I mean, I just got one, but that wasn't because
it happens. So sometimes it's because I'm doing mechy or trying to do mechy things, and you know, if you've got a setup for the mechs, regardless of whose goal that's going in, I'm gonna go for it.
Oh, okay. It's just an attitude problem, not a disability.
Yeah, kind of. But like the only other times that it'll like really happen is like, 'cause I play casual quite a lot. It's like sometimes when I'm solo queuing in casual, if there's a space left, then you know it'll just pull you into wherever the bot was, and
oh yeah, so you're joining a game in progress. That's got to be the worst.
Yeah, and you don't know where you're going to be on the field. So
yeah.
It's
okay.
Ooh. Okay, it's all good. Oh, I'm dead again. Yeah, so it can be disrupting in that respect for sure. So I do own goals sometimes because of that, but it doesn't tend to happen too often in normal game situations. I'm playing terribly, by the way.
It's okay. We're talking, which doesn't help.
I've been talking. Oh my goodness me.
So what are the biggest issues that your color blindness gives you in like everyday life? So let's go outside of Rocket League here.
Okay, so one of the biggest ones is like making sure that food is cooked, and not just like if you're cooking pasta, you can just feel it or taste it, and that's pretty easy. But I want about things like chicken or pork, because they're generally a similar shade.
Right.
I often end up finding, especially chicken, because I want to like chicken's really bad if you undercook it.
Yeah.
So I often end up finding that it's overcooked and quite dry because of that.
Right, to be safe kind of thing.
So that's kind of the main biggest ones. Another one is like recycling bins and stuff like that. Like we have different colored ones for the different type of recycling, and it's like I don't know which ones. I got no idea which ones.
You gotta just reach around in there.
Yeah. Put it in the blue bin. Yeah, okay, buddy. I know which one that is. You know. So like you can. The thing is though, you can get around it.
Like just say basically, if things are always placed in the same spot, that must be important then.
Yeah. If things are often placed in the same spot, if something's like new, then you know you just put labels on it and you just get used to it.
So what are some situations that people would be surprised that colorblindness doesn't limit you?
Driving.
Oh, okay.
So I have a fully legal driver's license. I don't like driving on my own just in case. But the thing is, it's not like I'm blind.
Right.
Like, I can still see other cars, I can still see the traffic lights, I can see which one is lit up. I just have to know which one is which, and you know that you do a theory test for that reason.
Exactly. Okay.
So that's probably the one that most people are like, oh, does that mean you can't drive? I'm like, no, I can drive.
Now, people often talk about like things that are beautiful that probably are nothing to you, sunsets or oceans and stuff.
Yeah.
Or maybe they are. Maybe they do look nice. Like, or is there something that's maybe different that we wouldn't expect that is beauty to you?
I really wish I could see like the apparently beautiful sunset.
Right. At this point, you're like, people like, it's like, yeah, just stop talking about it. You're just rubbing it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like rainbows. Everyone's like, oh, look at the pretty rainbow. I'm like,
right. So it's like when people start talking about that stuff, you're probably like, you turn like gray with envy or something.
Okay, buddy.
Sorry.
There's some things like paintings as well. It's like, it's a different type of appreciation. For me, it's more of like the appreciation of the time that's gone into it rather than how good it looks.
Okay.
Especially with like drawings as well. I like drawing quite a lot. So not exactly like I do think of it like this, but people will be like, oh yeah, look at all of these paintings in this museum. They look so pretty. And I'm like, oh yeah, look at all of these paintings. Collectively must have taken 100,000 hours to do.
Right.
You know, I don't think of it like that quite. Oh, good damn it.
What a demo.
Like, I don't naturally think of it like that, but it's occasionally on the back of my mind of like, oh, your ping is looking rough, my guy.
Yeah. Okay. Can I use that excuse as well? Everyone in this lobby is EU, except for me.
Except you.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, I mean, as we found out over the weekend, EU is better than NA.
Oh boy. And I just.
Oh man, I just missed it. Oh, that's a case of me being in the wrong place at the wrong time, not due to.
Yeah. So far, I'm actually. You know, here's what I've kind of like the theory I have so far after over 5 minutes of being colorblind. Okay. And
okay.
I might know a little bit about it.
Okay.
A lot of this relies on everyone else knowing which way they're going, right?
Yes.
So like if people are playing in a certain direction, you're like, and it makes sense to you, then everything continues.
You can follow the flow of play.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good.
You gonna pass?
Oh, I'm so bad.
It was kind of behind. It was behind you. Yeah, like I haven't, and considering we're talking, just because of the direction of play, I feel like I've been able to find where I'm at decently well.
Yeah. Also because it's not stop and start. If something's very stop and start, then it gets a lot harder. So, for example, Rumble is near impossible for me to read.
I can see that. Alright, Gad Adam, you obviously didn't have trouble picking out who the other vehicles were since you demoed us 9 times, but how did that game go for you?
I didn't really have a problem with it being black and white. I guess when I started off playing Rocket League, it did bother me. Like, there are many decals that are like the same color for each team, and it really was an annoyance when I started off playing Rocket League. Right now, I just, basically, you should feel where your own net is, where the opponent's net is. To be fair, it did help that I knew who I was playing with, so I knew my teammates.
Mal?
I don't look at my teammates usually, so
Didn't matter.
yeah, it was a normal game, just grayscale more than anything. I didn't really get many bumps or demos. I just hit the ball and hoped it went in the net.
It went in the right net, right? Okay, Marta?
For me, it was a problem of, first of all, depth perception. I didn't know how far the other team is, or like how far the other car is. And I had problem because I usually focus on like what color the cars are or what color the name tags are, but this time I had to focus like really who my teammates are, and I had to remember like, oh, he's my teammate, oh, he's not.
You have to read their tag rather than just look at it. Yeah,
I can't read, so you know, neither in the game nor like in real life. So that was a bit challenging. Otherwise, it was more or less normal. I just had to focus on the name tags mostly and just hope for the best.
Right. Kiwi, your friend Sneaky plays like this all the time, so this is your experience. Play like him.
So he gets carried all the time. All right.
Yeah, you
Okay, buddy.
So you carried him as just like regular, right?
For someone who plays a very demo-heavy play style, it's a lot more. You actually have to look at the name tags and actually see who they are. You can't just go running around seeing a certain color and just destroying them. I know Adam somehow played really well with that, but
Yeah.
it's just a lot more focus on name tags rather than just the color of the person.
I think Kiwi's been the hero of our team here.
Kiwi's been carrying us today, I can't lie.
And he got that clutch demo. I shouldn't have that goal, that long goal, but he picked up the demo. Come on!
Oh, for goodness sake.
Pain. Okay, so these guys are better at your mode than you
than
are.
me, apparently so.
Though playing without color wasn't as bad as expected, it definitely was an interesting experience. And nothing makes you appreciate color more than switching it back on after playing a whole game or watching a whole video in black and white. Sneaky's achievement of reaching Champ 3 in black and white is a perfect example of the kind of topics I like exploring on this channel. If you enjoyed this, make sure you hit that sub button and check out some of my other content linked here.